We are back. It's your boy Big Bird. Y'all know what it is. Welcome to App Stupid. Let's get after it. But before we do, let's get into a rap break. Somebody give me a beat. It's your boy Big Fern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios, and we pushing a new rap album this month. J. Cole, The Fall Off, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume it, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track, side one, because this is a double album. I got 2-6, Safety's crazy. Run a Train, J. Cole is that dude. Legacy, Bounce Road Blues, Drum and Bass. Man, we was popping it just a minute ago, and my guy was like, yo, I don't even hear a drum or a bass, and this thing that's how high. It's just levels. It's levels to the rap game, and Jay is that dude. Lonely at the top, the bonus track. Then, side two, you got Full Off, The Inevitable, The Villains, Man Up Above, I Love Her Again. Oh man, that's like an in runaround to the Common. I used to love her before he changed his name to Common, and he used to be Common Sense from Chicago. Get out of here. And Ocean Way, J. Cole, Fall Off, in stores now.
Yo, shout out to J. Cole doing his thing. Make sure y'all go support the program. Like I said, the product. We thought the project was dope. So, going to pivot from the world of the National Football League, talk some college basketball. Jerome Tang, he seems to be burning up the headlines as of late. He was just fired by Kansas State. And we asked that question, did he deserve to be fired? Yes, that's the short answer. Yes, he deserved to be fired, but not for the BS about kids playing poorly and making a bad showing for themselves and the university. You can look at his poor recruiting class ranks, and that would be valid. You can also point to the conference records from his first year all the way up to his senior campaign. You would also have grounds to let him go for that. But most people don't think in three-dimensionally, and they play chess. That's why we're here. So why did we pivot to the record first and foremost? Well, in the Big 12, his first year in 2022-2023, Coach Tang, he was 11-7. That landed him third in the Big 12, and that was in his first year. In his sophomore campaign, he went from 11-7 to 8-10. His junior season wasn't much better. He went from 8-10 into 6-12, and then finally in his senior campaign, he went to 1-12 overall before they decided to pull the cord on this. Now, all of that is horrible, and you can't stay, in the great words of Al Davis, the late Al Davis. I'm not going to put great in front of that. He just had a saying called "Win, baby, win." And if Coach Tang was winning, then him making benign comments about kids not blocking out, not rebounding, running the floor, doing the small things to get a victory, pretty much they would have washed it under the bridge. The fact that he wasn't winning is the biggest thing of all. I've always said, I've always been an objection to people sticking microphones in your face after you lose a game, especially when you're trying to compose yourself. Because even when you're coaching, I don't care on what level, from middle school to AAU to high school, wherever, you're replaying things over in your mind. Certain things you want to go back and look at the tape, what we did really well, the things that stood out the most and how we lost this game. Those are things that your mind is pivoting to. You're not thinking about being politically correct in times like that. So people who want to sit here and say, oh, you could have been a little bit more astute, you could have been a little more statesman-like, man, look, shut the fuck up. That dude is a man. He's allowed to have feelings. He's allowed to be disappointed and upset. He's allowed those feelings. Let him have that, because you don't want to come off as fake and disingenuous. But the problem when you go back and you dissect these records, and it is what it has reared its head in House versus NCAA, like we always have told you, because In his first season, where he went and he came up on third in the Big 12, the biggest jump off was that he raided the transfer portal. You all know our mantra here. Why go out and get kids with big resumes that don't fit your offense or don't fit your program just to say you got them? Just to say you got them. You went out, you cut these huge checks, you got these guys to come to town, and right now, they didn't seem to pan out. They're not going to blame the kid, they're going to blame you, because at the end of the day, the kids have to inform the schools that they want to be placed in the transfer portal, and then they're going to leave and they're going to get another bag. And then they leave you holding the tank. In the money class, they're going to suffer you 1 or 2 losing seasons before they decide to pull the cord. And again, when money is at the heart of this thing, you have to ask, how much is Coach Tang being paid? He's making $3.6 million. That's his contract. It increases by $100K annually. Tang was set to receive $200,000 in retention bonuses for 2024 and 2025, 2026, and 2027, those seasons. With the bonuses and incentives, his annual compensation exceeds $3.6 million. The contract included a buyout of $18.7 million. Why did we stop here at the money? I told you this was all about money. And if he was winning and he had the same criticism of his kids, nobody would have said anything. The reason that we always have to circle back to the money is that schools like Kansas State and these other schools that don't have the big budgets as the state schools, like Kansas, they don't have $18 million to give this man. So you hide behind things of show cause, because that's what he was fired for, show cause. And if you're going to tie this to show cause, that means that you're contesting his buyout. You're contesting that we don't have to pay him this money. And that's dirty and that's shady. But because most of you all don't think or have an IQ past room temperature, you're taught to zero in and go after the low-hanging fruit when you should be thinking about this thing objectively. So you're saying Kirby Smart has never criticized his kids? Don't be silly. Don't be stupid all your life. Ask to see the group chat of the coaches. You'll be horrified. So let's be adults. This was about money. It always was about money. It was about him being compensated for having horrible seasons from his sophomore campaign all the way up to current. He misjudged his talent. He overplayed his cards. He kept chasing the biggest names, the biggest resumes, and bam, here we are. Do you want a kid who doesn't have the resume, but he fits the system? He plays and gets up and down the court. He's a good guy. He's a locker room guy. He's a captain. He's there every day. Do you want him, a bucket getter? Or do you want this guy who's a McDonald's All-American? He plays with all of his friends. He doesn't really practice hard. He's looking at the next step and the next level. Again, you've got to make that distinction in this current realm of college athlete. However, if you got something different, I know you will. It's just, like I said, I'm just me. In the comments, it's your boy Big Vern. We still rocking in the afternoon, man. We in the mix.
Yeah, you know what it is. Y'all know the drill. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think. We talk back. It's your boy Big Vern. We'll be back.